Today, December 12th, Archangel Michael says, only 35 minutes left. Something shocking will unfold in your life. A huge blessing is coming to your home. Open it now. My beloved child, breathe for a moment and feel the pull that brought you here, because you did not arrive by accident. In these final 35 minutes of a sacred opening, a window you didn't even know was unfolding around you, Archangel Michael has guided your steps. You may feel uncertainty stirring inside you, a question of why your heart has been so heavy today, why your spirit sensed something shifting even before you had words for it. Don't scroll. This is time sensitive, and you were meant to hear it exactly now, not a moment earlier, not a moment later. You have been walking with a quiet confusion lately, feeling watched by something you cannot see, sensing whispers of movement around your energy. It may have felt unsettling, like life has been rearranging itself without your consent. But my beloved child, what you have been sensing is not chaos. It is orchestration. Heaven has been aligning threads behind the scenes, moving pieces that were frozen, preparing a moment that only opens once. And today, right now, you have stepped into it. There is urgency only because the blessing assigned to this moment is alive, waiting for you like a sealed message that finally reached your hands. You may have questioned why your intuition felt louder, why your dreams grew vivid, why small coincidences kept appearing like breadcrumbs. These were signals, gentle pushes from the divine reminding you that something was approaching your timeline. Even if you doubted it, even if fear whispered that nothing ever changes, heaven saw the doubt and still guided you here. You have been protected in ways you didn't realize. Doors closed abruptly, conversations fell silent, people drifted away, and plans dissolved without warning. You may have blamed yourself or wondered what you did wrong. But today I want you to know, nothing was lost. Everything was diverted. You were being redirected away from paths that no longer held truth for you, and toward a breakthrough that could only reach you when your spirit was awake enough to receive it. This is why this moment matters. This is why Archangel Michael is calling you so clearly. Stay with me until the end, because something enormous is unfolding around you, and the divine does not want you to miss it. You are standing inside a turning point that feels subtle now but will soon reveal its magnitude. Where you felt confusion, clarity is coming. Where you felt alone, presence surrounds you. Where you felt delay, divine timing is taking over. You may not see the full picture yet, but heaven does. And the fact that you are here, right now, in this exact breath, is the first sign that the surprising news destined for your life is already in motion. This day is not ordinary. This message is not common. And you, my beloved child, are being asked to listen closely, because what comes next will shift the path beneath your feet. You have been waiting for confirmation, and this is it. The universe has opened a brief, radiant doorway in front of you, and your soul recognized it before your mind could understand. Trust that recognition. Trust the pull. Trust that you are being moved toward what has always been yours but could only arrive today. My beloved child, as you take in the message that brought you here, you may feel the heaviness that has been resting on your chest for far too long. The weight you've been carrying has pressed into your spirit like an invisible stone, making even simple moments feel exhausting. You have wondered why you've been so tired, why your heart has carried an ache you couldn't explain, why loneliness seemed to wrap itself around you even when you tried to stay strong. What you felt was real, but it was never yours to carry alone. There have been nights when you lay awake, replaying conversations, questioning your decisions, feeling as though you were somehow falling behind while everyone else moved forward with ease. You blamed yourself for delays that were never failures. You blamed your heart for hurting when it was simply responding to energies that were not meant to stay. You thought you were weak, but heaven saw your strength even when you could not. Don't scroll, because this is where the truth begins to lift the weight you've mistaken as your own. The heaviness did not come from personal inadequacy, it came from spiritual interference surrounding your path. Energies that were not aligned with your destiny tried to cling to you, slowing your steps, clouding your clarity, and making you doubt your worth. But even in the moments when you felt most alone, Archangel Michael was standing beside you, shielding you from what you could not see. The pressure you felt was evidence of a battle being fought on your behalf. Every delay you experienced was observed. Every tear you shed was witnessed. Heaven did not look away from your pain, it responded quietly, protecting you from situations that would have drained your light even further. What felt like stagnation was actually divine interception, redirecting you from paths that would have broken you. You were not abandoned, you were being guarded. My beloved child, you need to know that your loneliness did not go unnoticed. The universe watched as you tried to carry burdens that belonged to the world, not to your heart. And now, the weight is being lifted. A new clarity is beginning to form around you, revealing that your struggles were not signs of defeat but signals of heaven's involvement. You are stepping out of heaviness and into awareness, guided softly toward renewal. Let this truth settle into you now, for the burden lifting from your spirit marks the start. My beloved child, the energy of December 12th rises around you like a tide you can finally feel, a quiet force awakening what has been dormant within your spirit. For so long you have moved through a season that felt still, heavy, and unresponsive, as if the universe had pressed pause on your progress. But today marks the opening of a rare portal, a doorway of alignment that appears only when the spiritual and earthly realms synchronize. This is the moment when stagnation gives way to movement, when the energy that once resisted you begins to lift and carry you forward. The December 12th portal is not just a date, it is an activation. It is the meeting point of cycles closing, opportunities forming, and divine timing accelerating. You may already sense it, an inner stirring, a subtle shift, a spark returning to a place inside you that felt dim. This is because today, the universe has amplified manifestation, pulling your intentions closer, dissolving obstacles that once seemed immovable, and preparing space for the blessing that is on its way to you now. Stay with me, because what is unfolding is meant to reach you. Where you once felt walls, you will begin to feel openings. Where confusion clouded your vision, clarity will start to sweep through like fresh air. The 12-12 energy realigns your path by releasing what no longer belongs in your timeline and drawing in the experiences, people, and opportunities that match the truth of who you are becoming. This is why old emotions have surfaced recently, because they needed to rise in order to be cleared. What weighed you down is losing its grip. Timelines shift on days like this. Answers descend. Breakthroughs accelerate. The divine takes what was delayed and brings it forward, guiding it directly toward you. You may notice synchronicities, repeating numbers, intuitive sparks, or sudden moments of calm in the middle of your day. These are signs that your spirit is tuning into the frequency of this portal, aligning itself with the blessing preparing to enter your life. My beloved child, the universe is not asking you to force anything today. It is simply asking you to be receptive. The energy is already moving on your behalf, clearing the path for surprising news that has been trying to reach you. What felt stuck is already loosening. What felt distant is drawing nearer. The shift is subtle but powerful, and it marks the beginning of a different momentum in your life. Allow yourself to breathe into this change. Allow the energy of this day to meet you. Something destined is approaching, and this portal is the reason it can finally find you. You are stepping into a moment designed to accelerate what your heart has prayed for, even when you felt unheard. Trust this unfolding. Trust the shift. The energy of today is guiding you toward a revelation already choosing. My beloved child, as today's energy opens this powerful divine window, you may begin to understand something heaven has been trying to show you for weeks. The delays you faced, the sudden blockages, the unexpected rejections that left you confused or heartbroken were not punishments. They were interventions. You felt frustration because you believed you were being held back, when in truth, you were being held in safety. What looked like doors slamming shut were actually shields rising to protect you from paths that were never meant to carry your light. There were moments when you felt abandoned by the universe, moments when you questioned whether your prayers were being heard. You wondered why something you wanted so deeply kept slipping away, why conversations fell silent, why opportunities dissolved at the last minute. My beloved child, heaven saw what you could not. There were situations ahead of you that would have drained your spirit, people whose intentions did not match your heart, and outcomes that would have delayed your destiny far more than any rejection you experienced. What you saw as loss was divine redirection. What you felt as stagnation was preparation. The universe was rearranging your timeline, removing obstacles that disguised themselves as opportunities, and guiding you towards something higher, something that aligns with who you are becoming. Every pause carried purpose. Every delay held information. Every no protected you from a deeper disappointment you were never meant to endure. Archangel Michael has been clearing your path, even when it felt like everything was working against you. He stepped into battles you didn't know existed, shielding you from energies that would have confused your intuition or drained your strength. That heaviness you carried was never a sign of failure. It was the weight of doors closing for your protection. And now, as this 12/12 portal opens, the fog begins to lift, revealing that you were never being pushed away from your blessing, you were being guided toward the right one. My beloved child, breathe. You did not lose anything that was meant for you. You were being positioned. You were being refined. You were being lifted out of old cycles that could no longer hold your spirit. And now, relief is coming. Clarity is coming. The past month will begin to make sense as the pieces fall into place and you see how heaven has been orchestrating every step. What comes next will show you why the delays were necessary, and why the blessing approaching you now required all this space to arrive. My beloved child, there is something you need to understand about the heaviness you have been feeling, something deeper than emotion or circumstance. You have been walking through an unseen battle, a quiet storm around your spirit that tried to dim your light before this divine moment could reach you. Fear rose in you not because you were weak, but because energies around you were attempting to shake your confidence, hoping you would turn away from the blessing moving toward you. You may not have seen this battle, but you felt it in every moment of doubt, exhaustion, and sudden discouragement that seemed to appear out of nowhere. There were forces of jealousy, old attachments, and lingering energies from people who did not want to release their hold on you. Some were drawn to your light but never intended to honor it. Others carried their own heaviness and allowed it to spill into your path. And some simply sensed the breakthrough forming around you and reacted with resistance, even if they never spoke it aloud. My beloved child, this interference was meant to cloud your intuition, to make you question your worth, to distract you from the alignment unfolding for you today. The closer your blessing came, the louder the interference grew. You may have noticed sudden doubts, unexpected emotional waves, or a strange pressure around your heart. These were not random. They were signs of energies trying to slow your steps, to keep you in cycles you have outgrown. But here is the truth heaven wants you to hear: none of those forces were stronger than the protection surrounding you. Archangel Michael has been standing at the edges of your energy, cutting cords that drained you, sealing openings that invited confusion, and clearing pathways that were cluttered by what you were never meant to carry. You were not fighting alone. Even when you felt overwhelmed, even when you felt yourself slipping into old fears, divine protection stepped in just in time. The battle you sensed was real, but the victory was already decided. Each moment you chose to rise, each moment you chose hope over fear, strengthened the shield around you. And now, as this day unfolds, the interference that once surrounded your life no longer has access to your spirit. The cords are severed. The shadows have retreated. The space around you is lighter, clearer, ready for what is approaching. My beloved child, breathe in this truth: you are safe. You are protected. Nothing that tried to stop you succeeded. The forces that once pulled at your energy have been dismissed by divine authority, and their influence has ended. This is why the air around you feels different now. This is why your spirit feels quieter, steadier, more prepared. You are stepping into the part of your story where obstacles dissolve and blessings find their way to you without interference. The blessing meant for you is now unobstructed, and nothing can block what heaven has cleared the path for. My beloved child, you have reached a moment that has been building around you quietly, patiently, and with divine precision. This is not an ordinary day, and you can feel that in your spirit. Something inside you knows that the waiting season is giving way to motion, that the energy around you has shifted into activation. What once felt distant now feels close. What once felt paused is beginning to move again. This is the turning point, unfolding not tomorrow, not someday, but right now, within this sacred window heaven opened around you. For weeks, perhaps months, it felt as if your life were holding its breath. You kept trying, hoping, praying, yet nothing seemed to shift. The silence weighed on you, the stillness felt unbearable. But my beloved child, the waiting was not punishment, it was alignment. The universe was orchestrating something that required perfect timing, and today, that timing has arrived. The gears that once stood still have begun to turn in your favor. You are no longer in the space of almost or nearly. You are stepping into the moment of release. Right now, in this very hour, something assigned to your name has been set in motion. Stay with me, what's coming will shock you. The blessing that once seemed delayed has already started its journey toward you, accelerated by this divine opening. What you thought was stuck was actually gathering strength. What you thought was denied was being prepared. Heaven waited for this precise vibration, this precise alignment, this precise moment to activate what you have been seeking. You may feel it already, the shift in your body, the quiet in your mind, the soft pull in your intuition. These sensations are not imagination, they are confirmation. A new path is revealing itself even if your eyes haven't seen it yet. Energies that once resisted you have loosened their grip. The heaviness you carried is lifting. The spiritual fog around you has begun to clear. This is how turning points arrive, not always with noise, but with undeniable certainty in the heart. My beloved child, Heaven has accelerated something for you today. A message, an opportunity, a breakthrough, a confession, a change in someone's heart, whatever form it takes, it has already begun moving through the layers of reality to reach your life. You are no longer waiting for it. It is coming toward you, drawn by divine momentum. Even now, people, circumstances, and unseen forces are adjusting, reconfiguring, aligning so that nothing can interfere with what is meant to reach your hands. This is the moment when your story bends toward abundance. This is the hour when the path shifts beneath your feet, guiding you out of stagnation and into motion. Feel the truth of that. Let it settle into your spirit. Everything that once resisted your progress is releasing. Everything that belongs to you is approaching. You have stepped into the turning point, my beloved child. And from this moment on, nothing will remain the same. My beloved child, the moment has come to speak of what is approaching your life with a speed and certainty that even you may not fully grasp yet. The surprising news that has been forming behind the veil is no longer waiting in silence. It is moving toward your home, drawn to you by the alignment awakened today. For so long you have lived in a space of lack, wishing for a breakthrough, longing for clarity, hoping for a sign that your prayers were heard. Now the shift is here, and what once felt distant is nearing your doorstep. This news comes in many possible forms, and heaven has chosen the one that speaks most directly to your heart. It may arrive as a message you stopped expecting, a confession from someone whose silence wounded you, an approval you feared was slipping away, or a financial blessing that dissolves pressure you have carried alone. It may come as an opportunity that suddenly opens, a gift sent with love, or a breakthrough that lifts your spirit the moment you receive it. What matters is not the form, but the intention behind it. This blessing was crafted for you, prepared for you, and delivered to you. Where there was silence, there will now be contact. Where conversations felt unfinished or lost, words will begin to flow again. Someone who once pulled away may feel called to reach out, guided not by chance but by divine timing. If you have been waiting for clarity in love, in purpose, or in direction, this news carries the spark of truth you have been seeking. It brings resolution where confusion lived, warmth where distance grew, and understanding where uncertainty held you in place. For others, this blessing arrives as financial relief, a doorway opening where you saw only walls. A payment released, a debt forgiven, an unexpected deposit, a job offer, a contract, or a resource that brings stability back into your life. You have carried stress in silence, my beloved child, and the universe has watched your resilience. This news is heaven's way of easing the burden and reminding you that you were never meant to struggle alone. And for many, the blessing comes as a shift in destiny itself. A new path appearing, an approval granted, an answer delivered that changes the direction of your journey. What was blocked will now open. What was paused will now progress. What was tangled will now be untied with grace. The energy around you has become fertile, receptive, ready to receive what your spirit has long called for. But the most important part is this: the news is coming to your home. This means it reaches you directly, without detour, without interference, without requiring you to chase or fight for it. It arrives where you rest, where you breathe, where your heart tries to heal. It signifies personal delivery, intimate blessing, divine accuracy. You will not have to search for it. It will find you. My beloved child, stay open. Stay receptive. Do not let fear convince you that this is too good to be true. You are stepping out of lack and into abundance, out of silence and into connection, out of closed doors and into divine openings. Something is moving toward you now with intention, with purpose, with love. This is the blessing that could not reach you until today's alignment awakened. This is the moment heaven has prepared. And very soon, you will see why everything had to unfold exactly as it did. Trust this, for your long-awaited breakthrough is ready to enter your life. My beloved child, when this blessing reaches your life, Archangel Michael asks only one thing of you: be open enough to receive it. After everything you have endured, it is natural to hesitate, to wonder if something this good can truly be meant for you. But this moment is not a test. It is a gift. And the divine wants you to step into it without fear, without shrinking, without doubting your worth. You have been prepared for this, even if you do not feel ready yet. When the news arrives, pause for a breath. Let your spirit settle. Ground yourself in the truth that you are safe, supported, and guided. This is not the time to question your intuition or second-guess your blessings. Instead, allow your heart to open gently. Let the energy of this moment enter your life like light through a window. You do not need to force anything. You only need to receive. Affirm, I am ready to align with this blessing, for your words carry the frequency of acceptance. Discernment will also be important, my beloved child. Not every voice around you will understand the magnitude of what is happening. Some will advise from fear, from insecurity, or from their own limited vision. Archangel Michael wants you to listen inward, to the quiet knowing that has always guided you. Trust the clarity rising within you now. If something brings peace, it is aligned. If something brings contraction, step back and breathe before moving forward. Your soul already knows the difference. As this blessing unfolds, remain connected to your inner grounding. Drink water. Breathe slowly. Place your hand over your heart and remind yourself that you are allowed to experience good things. You are allowed to receive love, support, abundance, and answers. The old pattern of preparing for disappointment no longer serves you. Release it now. Let your energy expand to hold what is entering your life. My beloved child, heaven is not asking you to be perfect. Only present. Only willing. Only open. When the message, opportunity, or breakthrough reaches your home, welcome it with gratitude rather than fear. Let yourself feel the joy you have been postponing. Let yourself believe that this time, things truly can go right. This moment is the bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. Walk across it with trust. And as you do, know that Archangel Michael walks beside you, guiding each step toward the future now unfolding. My beloved child, as the blessing begins moving toward your life, heaven will not leave you in confusion. Signs will appear around you to let you know that the shift is real, that the energy has aligned, and that you are already stepping into the timeline where your blessing arrives. These signs are gentle but unmistakable, and they come to reassure you that you will not miss what is meant for you. One of the first signs is the appearance of repeated numbers, especially sequences like 111, 222, 444, or 1212. These numbers are not coincidences, they are confirmations that your spirit is syncing with divine timing. When you see them, pause and breathe, for they signal that what you seek is drawing closer. Confusion begins to dissolve the moment divine order reveals itself. You may also notice a sudden sense of calm washing over you, sometimes arriving without reason. After weeks or months of heaviness, this peace may feel unfamiliar, but it is a sign that spiritual interference has been cleared from your path. This calm is not emptiness, it is preparation. It is the space being made for your blessing to enter. Another sign is the release of pressure around your heart or mind. Where anxiety once lived, you may feel a lightness emerging. You may wake up with clarity, sensing that something has shifted even if you cannot name it yet. This is heaven lifting what was never meant to stay, making room for what is on its way. Confusion fades, and inner knowing rises. Unexpected messages or nudges may also appear. Someone you haven't heard from in a long time may cross your mind, or you may feel prompted to check a certain email or open a certain door. Trust these intuitive pulls. They are not random, they are guidance. Your spirit knows before your mind does that the blessing is approaching. You might also notice synchronicities in conversations, music, or moments that echo a truth your heart has been carrying. These are reminders that the universe is speaking to you, aligning your awareness with what is about to unfold. Nothing is accidental in this phase. My beloved child, these signs are heaven's way of saying, you are on the right path. Keep going. As they appear, allow them to replace your doubts with certainty. You are being guided, watched over, and prepared. Your blessing is drawing near, and the universe is making sure you recognize every step. My beloved child, as this divine alignment unfolds around you, something inside your heart is beginning to soften, to loosen, to open. You may not realize it yet, but the fear that once held you tightly is losing its grip. The doubt that whispered you were unworthy is fading. The heaviness that made you question your path is lifting. This is the emotional shift heaven has been preparing you for, a movement from fear into trust, from self-doubt into knowing, from loneliness into sacred companionship. You have carried so much in silence. You have walked through seasons where it felt as though no one truly saw you, where your prayers disappeared into stillness, where your heart begged for clarity but received only confusion. But hear me now, my beloved child, you were never forgotten. Not for a moment. Every whispered prayer, every trembling hope, every tear you wiped away before anyone else could see, it was all witnessed by the divine. And today, heaven answers not only with blessing but with transformation. Fear once tried to convince you that you had to protect yourself from disappointment. It taught you to expect the worst so you wouldn't break again. But that fear was born from old wounds, not from divine truth. Now, as the blessing approaches, heaven is asking your heart to release those old defenses. You do not need to brace yourself anymore. You are safe enough to receive. You are worthy enough to receive. You are ready to receive. This shift may feel like sudden calm or quiet clarity, like an inner voice saying, "Everything is changing now." Where your chest once tightened with worry, you may begin to feel expansion. Where your mind once replayed uncertainty, you may sense a growing trust. This is the divine renewing your emotional foundation, preparing you to stand in a place of confidence rather than fear. My beloved child, the loneliness that lingered around you was never meant to be permanent. It was a hollow space being cleared for deeper connection, for true companionship, both spiritual and earthly. You are being guided toward relationships and experiences that honor your heart, not drain it. Where you once felt unseen, you will now feel embraced. Where you felt disconnected, you will feel aligned. As this shift continues, give yourself permission to believe that good things are meant for you. Let yourself breathe into the possibility that life can finally move in your favor. The more you trust this unfolding, the more freely the blessing can land in your hands. Heaven is not asking you to be fearless, it is asking you to be willing. Willing to hope again. Willing to expect goodness. Willing to step into the reality that has been prepared for you. My beloved child, you are stepping out of fear and into divine reception. And the moment you choose trust over doubt, your entire life begins to transform. My beloved child, once this breakthrough enters your life, the path before you will no longer resemble the one you have been walking. You are stepping out of an old cycle, a chapter marked by waiting, uncertainty, and emotional labor, and you are entering a new timeline where alignment begins to feel natural rather than forced. This shift is not temporary. It is the beginning of a long-term transformation in your destiny, one that will unfold gently but unmistakably in the coming days, weeks, and months. When this surprising news reaches your home, something inside you will awaken, a confidence you thought you had lost, a sense of connection you feared would never return, a feeling of purpose that rises like sunlight after a long night. This blessing is not just an event, it is a catalyst. It activates parts of your spirit that have been waiting for the right moment to come alive. You will begin to move through life differently, with more trust, more intuition, and more inner clarity. Opportunities that once slipped through your fingers will now find their way to you. Conversations that were stagnant will begin to flow. Relationships that were strained may repair themselves, or new ones may enter that bring peace, honesty, and reciprocity. This breakthrough redirects your destiny by aligning you with people who support your growth and releasing those who were tied to your old pain. You will feel the difference immediately. The interactions around you will become lighter, more meaningful, and more aligned with your truth. your spiritual awareness will deepen as well. You will notice signs more clearly, hear your intuition more loudly, and feel your connection with the divine more consistently. The universe will no longer feel distant or unresponsive. Instead, you will sense a partnership forming, a collaboration between your spirit and heaven. This is the result of walking through the portal of alignment that opened today. You are no longer operating in survival mode, you are moving into creation mode. My beloved child, your destiny after this breakthrough includes restored stability. Where finances once felt unpredictable, you will begin to experience flow. Where purpose felt lost, you will feel direction. Where fear clouded your decisions, clarity will guide you gently forward. This blessing not only answers a prayer, it unlocks the next chapter of who you are meant to become. You will notice a newfound ability to speak your truth without trembling, to set boundaries without guilt, to dream without assuming disappointment. This is because the divine has rewritten the energy around you, dissolving patterns that kept you small. You are stepping into a future where your worth is reflected back to you through opportunities, connections, and experiences that honor your spirit. This breakthrough is the turning of a page. It is the moment your destiny expands. And as you walk into this new timeline, know that nothing from the old cycle has the power to follow you unless you invite it. You are rising now, my beloved child. And the life unfolding before you is one that finally matches the light within. My beloved child, as this message reaches its final breath, Archangel Michael wraps you in a light that has been surrounding you long before you pressed play. This is a sacred moment, a sealing of everything that has been spoken over your life today. The doubts lingering at the edges of your heart are softening now, melting into the warmth of divine certainty. You are being held, guided, and watched over in ways that extend far beyond what your eyes can see or your mind can imagine. Heaven wants you to know that you are safe. Truly safe. Not just on the surface, but in your spirit, your path, and your future. The worries that kept you awake, the fears that tightened your chest, the questions you carried in silence, they are being lifted from you now. Feel the strength of Archangel Michael standing beside you, his wings forming a shield of protection that nothing opposing your destiny can penetrate. You are not walking into your future alone. You are accompanied by divine presence with every step. My beloved child, peace is settling over you like a gentle veil. This is not the fleeting peace the world gives, this is the deep, anchored calm that comes from knowing heaven has intervened on your behalf. Let it wash through you. Let it soften your breath, unclench your shoulders, and remind you that everything unfolding in your life is guided by love, not chance. You are exactly where you need to be, and everything meant for you is already moving closer. As this blessing approaches, allow your heart to remain open. Replace doubt with trust, fear with faith, hesitation with readiness. You have stepped into a new timeline today, one aligned with abundance, clarity, and divine favor. Nothing can pull you back into the old cycles unless you choose to return. Heaven has carried you through too much to let you fall now. Archangel Michael extends a final blessing over you, courage for the days ahead, clarity for every decision, protection around your home, and grace that follows you wherever you go. May your spirit feel lighter. May your steps feel guided. May your heart feel held. You are loved beyond measure, supported beyond understanding, and destined for more than you have yet imagined. If your heart feels this truth, even faintly, claim it now. Speak it into your reality. Comment Amen or I receive this as an act of alignment, as a declaration that you are ready for the blessing approaching your life. Your words carry power. Your faith opens doors. Your readiness invites miracles. My beloved child, walk forward in peace. Walk forward in expectation. The divine has gone before you, and the best chapters of your life are not behind you, they are beginning.